Whew. Happy Saturday. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're having a good weekend. Ooh, I'm chilly. Happy Saturday. Thank you for coming in. I hope it's not as chilly where you are as it is here. It's 38 degrees here. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Mom? Thanks for coming in. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. It's 38 degrees here, so I'm cold. I'm cold. So I didn't post anywhere, so we'll see who shows up and we'll see who doesn't. It may be a small group tonight, so that's fine. It's almost April 1st, friends. Wednesday, our next circle time will be April the 1st. So that's exciting, isn't it? It certainly is. Time is just going by too fast. It is. So, windy, around 50. Hi, Karen with a star. How you doing, friend? Yes, I know. I have it written down. Karen. I know it is. I know. You're a April Fool's baby or a New Year's baby, depending on how you look at it, right? Because I think of April 1st as the new year. So, but I'm chilly, Karen. I'm done with this. You're like a little kid. Yeah, like a 12-year-old, right? You're not 12 anymore, Karen. Get over yourself. So, excuse me, that was attractive, wasn't it? It certainly was. So, I hope everybody's doing well. It's been super quiet here today. Quiet in the neighborhood, too. So, it's not burgundy, Mom. It's aubergine. It's aubergine, Mom. It is. Even in my mind, it is. If it's anything, it's purple. It's not burgundy. But I have a nice blanket from Goodwill on my lap. So I'm good. I've got the Duraflame on too. So yes, it is, isn't it, Karen? Isn't it? It is. Now they've got all the walls enclosed. And when the last time we were up there, we saw that there were lights on inside, but we just think they're construction lights. We don't think like they're the real building lights, but all of the walls are enclosed, right? Now, are there going to be other stores there with it? Do you know, Karen, or is it just going to be the lone Target? Is it going to be a super Target? Is that what they call that? The bigger Targets that sell like the groceries and the produce and things like that. Is that what it's going to be? Or are there going to be like other stores around it? So once the mall came down, it was surprising to see how small that plot of land was. Wasn't it weird to see that? Because you thought the mall was so big, but then when it all got knocked down, well, remember, we were there. Yeah, not on a Saturday. Rarely on a Saturday. Hi, Marilyn. You're never late, friend. How are you? So nice to see you. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well and having a great weekend. Right? I hope you're having a great weekend, Marilyn. I hope your weather's good. Right? Karen, what'd you think of that Hermitage Walmart? Oh, you don't know what's going. Okay. Okay. Some people I talk to say it's just going to be the Target, and some people I talk to say that there's going to be like, outer stores. You know what I mean? So it's going to be more like a strip mall, but Target's going to be like the anchor of the whole thing. So I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll see. But it is going up pretty fast. So how's your weather, Marilyn, where you're at? Good. Good. You're welcome, Marilyn. You're welcome. But we're going to be going into April, friends. We certainly are. So that'll be very, very exciting. Yeah. Oh, it does? In the middle? Is it in the very middle of the store, Karen? Now, Wednesday, Karen, we didn't even go over there because, yeah. Um, we didn't even go over there. We went to Five Guys and then we came back local and we shopped at my local Goodwill or my local Walmart. I'm sorry. And that's what we did. So, and I hadn't been to my local Walmart in forever. I mean, forever, because we only go shopping on Wednesdays and Fridays, right? That's our only two real shopping days. You love Five Guys. I know, so do we. Yummy, right? Yummy. They haven't been hopping as much as I thought they would. There for a while, Karen, on Wednesdays, they were really hopping. But maybe once the weather gets warmer, they'll start hopping again. But they've been pretty slow the last few Wednesdays we've been there. So, but we're starting to see, yes, Mom, they do. They have hot dogs. They do. We're starting to see more buds on the trees, so that's a good thing. And more of our plants are, coming up a little bit further out of the ground now, so that's a good thing. It's cold, 38 degrees right now here, but next week is supposed to warm up. But from Tuesday, right, Karen? Right. From Tuesday to Friday is all rain on our forecast. And I mean, it's high percentage of rain each one of those days. So I think starting Tuesday night, we're supposed to have storms and then rain the rest of the week. But the temperatures are supposed to be high 50s into the low 70s, depending on the day. So, not the greatest way to start the month, right? No. But every day is a day closer to warmer weather and sunny. It was sunny here today. But it was quite chilly, quite chilly. I think we got up to 45. So anyway, friends, let's see. Like I said, just quiet today. I did some hemming, HEMMING. I did some hemming. I certainly did. Oh, tulip trees. Tulip trees are pretty. We've talked about this before. Tulip trees are pretty because we have quite a few around here. They're pretty, but they are dirty. They are dirty, dirty trees. When they get rained on, right? Because they don't last for a very long time. And when they get rained on and those petals fall onto the ground, they get slimy and they start to stink really bad too. So tulip trees are pretty. They don't last a long time though, but they're very dirty. The cleanup is very, very dirty. But we have a couple of really nice tulip trees in the neighborhood in a couple people's yards. So we have a lot of weeping cherries up here, but they haven't started blooming yet. And the dogwoods haven't started blooming. So the leaning tree is still leaning at the end of our street. So Chewy took a real good look at it when he was out running. He said he stopped and kind of assessed the situation. He doesn't think that if it falls that we will lose power because the lines are on the other side of the street. And he thinks because there's trees between the leaning tree and the road, he thinks if it falls all the way, it's gonna hit those trees. It'll like buffer the fall, and it won't reach the lines on the other side of the street. So he thinks we're safe. He thinks we're safe. So that's a good thing. I'm happy about that, right? 7 inches, just the stems. Mom, are those your day lilies, the tiger lilies, or are they you don't have Asiatic lilies, do you, Mom? I don't think you do, right? You're talking about the day lilies and the tiger lilies, right? So the moon is absolutely beautiful tonight. It certainly is. We were able to see it out the kitchen window as it was coming up above the trees, and the sun was still up in the sky. So it was, it was spotlighted on the moon, and the moon was just glowing, just glowing. And it's moving pretty fast, through the sky. But I'd say it's maybe about 3/4 full. 3/4 full. Let's see. When is our next full moon? Oh, Karen, you might be getting a birthday present. Nope. Thursday. Sorry about that, Karen with a star. You're not getting a full moon for your birthday. You certainly are not. Full moon is on the 2nd. So, but it sure is pretty. We probably won't get to see it though, because we're supposed to have rain. We're supposed to have rain. So I saw a real pretty video. Was it on Instagram or was it on YouTube? And I think it was, yes, you will. I think it was wax. I think it was, this girl was doing eggs, decorating eggs, but what she was doing she was like putting Don't be creepy, Mom. Don't be creepy. Concentrate on your weather, not on my weather, okay? My weather is for me. Your weather is for you. Don't be creepy. You know how that creeps me out. Don't do it. But I think she was using wax, and she was making these real intricate designs on the eggs, and then the wax was hardening, and then she was dyeing the eggs, and then she was like taking the wax off. Very intricate looking designs. Very, very intricate looking. So that was nice to watch, right? We're past dyeing eggs here at Lilleybugglane, because we don't have any littles or anything, and my ginger snap's not here. So we're not coloring eggs or anything, but I always like to use the old school method of egg dyeing, right? Where you use the vinegar with the old school food coloring. Do you remember that? And that's one of my most vivid Easter memories, is the smell of the vinegar as you're dyeing the eggs, right? Because back in our day, right, when we were littles and we were coloring eggs, they didn't have the egg coloring kits where you had the little tablets that you dropped into the water, right? They didn't have those. Are you doing it the old school method, Karen? Or did you buy the kits? Did you buy the kits? I'll tell you, I love to see very vibrantly colored eggs. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, the pastel ones are pretty, right? The pastel ones are pretty, but I like the color to be very, very saturated on the egg, right? I do. I like the color to be very saturated on the egg. So I don't know, maybe we'll color some eggs. I'm not sure. Chewy likes to take hard-boiled eggs for work during the week, so maybe I'll boil up a dozen and we'll color them just for some fun. Maybe we'll do that. So we'll see. We'll see. But no traditional Easter basket for Louise. So we're past that too. So she'll get a card, maybe a little Easter goodie, right? But no neon, and one with just the cups. One with just the cups. is the coloring in the cups, Karen. I'll tell you, back in the day when we would do them, you know, they didn't have the fancy, we just used the teaspoon, right? We just used the teaspoon and we would drop them down into the Corel, the Corel mugs, right? The Corel cups. That was always fun. So, but no big plans. Tomorrow we're going to Lowe's. We're going to make a big purchase tomorrow at Lowe's. We certainly are. So I'm excited about that. And yes, Mom, vinegar water. And I guess that's about it. Nothing much really is going on. Tiger Woods, right, was arrested for DUI. Flipped his car again. This is like his fourth DUI, friends. It's like his fourth DUI. I mean, when are they gonna, you know, I don't know. He's gonna have to kill somebody in order for, you know, people to kind of, you know, realize something's going on with Tiger Woods. He did blow triple zeros on a breathalyzer, but he refused a urinalysis. So what that tells me is he wasn't drunk on alcohol and he didn't want to pee in a cup because whatever he's on is probably illegal. So probably illegal, because if he's being prescribed pain medication, then peeing in a cup wouldn't be an issue, right? It wouldn't be an issue because he could just claim that he has a prescription for it, right? But if he comes up hot on an illegal substance, then, you know, well, they prescribe oxycodone, Mom, so he would be safe with that. But anyway, and then let's see, what else is going on? Nothing much, really. Everybody's being pretty well behaved, pretty quiet, right? Pretty quiet. There's that crazy sheriff up there in Michigan. Holy cow. That's not good, that sheriff up in Michigan. And then I guess they found a bunch of suspicious devices in Maryland, in some park in Maryland. I read up on it though, and I saw the pictures. Those things are all rusty and old looking. What did they think was gonna, I mean, seriously? Those were probably left over from, you know, somebody playing some kind of war game or something out in the woods out there, and they just left them out there. It was probably some kind of training of some kind, because what day do you show your Friday Fun Day? Well, I haven't been really doing too much Friday Fun Day buying, right? I've gotten a couple things, and I'll be sharing those on our Monday video, Karen. I'll be doing that. I'm gonna share a couple of favorite things that I have found recently that I'm really enjoying, and I want to recommend them to you. So that'll be on Monday's video. That'll be Monday. So our neighbor, oh my gosh, our neighbor has the most beautiful American flag. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. And so I'm gonna have to ask her to give me the deets on it, because it's a really nice flag. It's a very nice flag. So we haven't put our flag out front for the season yet, because Chewy doesn't like to have it out when it's snowing and raining and yucky outside. And you really shouldn't have your flag out when the weather is inclement, right? So we haven't put the flag out yet. Chewy spent this afternoon making the teepees for out in the garden with the wood that I showed you in the garden video. He made another one. So I think he's made two or three now so far. I know two for sure he's made. So that's a good thing. And he can make a couple of more. So, and I've decided I'm going to grow another new thing in the garden at Lilleybugglane. But I'll save that to reveal on Monday's video. So I put on my nails, right? Because I didn't have them on Wednesday. I put them on. And can I tell you, within, when did I put them on? Friday? Did I put them on yesterday? Or Thursday night? Because I didn't do them Wednesday after we were done with Circle Time. I just didn't feel like doing it. I think I did it Thursday. But can I show you something? I don't know. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it. See it? Split. This one too. See it? Split. The two thumbs. Within 24 hours of me putting them on, the thumbs split. I'm wondering if it's because I press them so hard on my nail to adhere them. Do you know what I mean? If you just heard that, that was one of the cats jumping probably out of the window upstairs. I think that might be it. You know what I mean? And it's stressing the nail, so it's causing it to crack a little bit. That's what I think might be happening. So, but yeah, look at that. I mean, look at it. Can you see it right there? Split. Both of them. Both the thumbs. Both the thumbs. So, there's that. Press lower on the thumb, Karen, you think? Yeah. You're right. It might be that I'm pressing the tip towards the tip too much. Maybe more on the nail bed like this, so that this part is above. I don't know. I was thinking maybe that it's causing it to like flatten out too much. Do you know what I mean? Because they're kind of like this in the package, and I'm flattening it out, so it's causing it to bend the opposite way maybe a little bit. I don't know. But I'm going to pop these off. Matter of fact, I could probably do it right now while we're together here. But other than that, nothing much else is going on. Just thought we would get together, like, touch base on a Saturday. I just get up underneath of it with a nail, like an orange stick almost. And then you just got to pry it and it'll come off. So, what have I been watching on YouTube? A lot of gardening videos. I've been enjoying a lot of gardening videos, a lot of hacks, simple things that you can do. I've enjoyed those, watching those. And I'm real excited about as soon as it starts to get warmer. See? Came right off. And it doesn't hurt my thumb at all. You just got to get it underneath of there. But you see how it, can you see? Look at that. Chewy thinks that it could be because I have a stock of nails, right? I have a stock of nails. And what is stuck? Feels like something's stuck. So these are nails that I have. These are nails that I have, right? I know. And then these are nails that I have, right? And he seems to think that they could be old, right? And that they're old, so they're not staying strong. I don't believe that to be the case because they're plastic, right? They're plastic nails. So, and they're climate controlled, right? Because they're in the main part of the house. So it's not like they're getting too hot or it's not like they're getting too cold. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's that. And let me tell you something. I've been looking at all the nails And I don't know what it is, but there are no almond-shaped nails anymore. Very difficult to find. Very difficult to find the squovels shape, right? Very difficult to find. They're all the coffin nails. They're all the pointy nails. What product do you have, Karen? What product do you have? Cucumber water, Karen. Cucumber water and rebounding, sister. And castor oil on your stomach at night in a figure 8. Those are the things that I use, and I don't have any bloating. What a diuretic? Well, you could use cucumber and lemon water. You know, cucumber lemon water. You could do that. You could also do the bouncing. Oh, it's for your edema. Uh-huh. Do you do manual lymphatic massage, Karen? I don't know of anything that would really be over the counter, unless it was like Diurex or something like that, Karen. I would think that you would have a prescription though, wouldn't you? Your vibration plate. Uh-huh. I'll tell you, that rebounding. You were searching for the Diurex. You can't find it anywhere. What about the Great Value, or what about the Great Value brand, Karen? I know there's tea, TEA. Tea can be a diuretic. Lemon water can be a diuretic. Things like that. So you might just have to research it a little bit. I don't think they've taken it off the market though, Karen. That's not something that I shop for. You checked 2 Walmarts. Was there a spot for them, or were they just out? Was there no more spot for them? I'll tell you something. Walmart has gotten rid of a lot of. You'll try the tea for now. Yeah. Celestial Seasons has really good teas. And what's the other one? TZO, I think it is, in the tea aisle at Walmart. And you may be able to find them there. Find something there that'll help you, Karen. So, Tazo. Is that what it is, Mom? TAZO? Yeah, you might be right. TAZO. You might be right. TZO. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure. But Karen, is the edema in your legs, Karen? Is it all over your body? Because I don't have any edema. Yeah, it is. So is the cucumber, but you can combine the two. Feet and shins. Okay, feet and shins. So, whenever you sit, make sure that your feet are up, right? Wear compression socks to the knee, right? Probably moderate compression would probably be the best, but you can ask your doctor, right? And you do wear the socks. Mm-hmm. And I'll show you something that I do, Karen, okay? Now, I don't have edema at all. I don't have any bloating at all, okay? In the past, like when I was a fatty, And when I was pregnant with Louise, so my second pregnancy, which was in my 30s, I did have problems with my right ankle, but then it disappeared. But here's what I do, Karen. After I get out of the shower, right? After I get out of the shower, when I'm putting on my lotion, right? And this is kind of like a lymphatic draining, okay? So I put my leg up on the side of the tub, right? And so, these are my fleece lined tights, okay? So your foot is up on the side of the tub, okay? You want to take your hand, right, like this, right, and cup it behind your leg and firmly come up to behind your knee, right? So do this and then firmly come up, and you're gripping on both sides, right? So you're cupping the back of your leg from your ankle and you're coming up the back of your calf to the back of your knee, right here. And then I just go like this on the back of my knee, right? About 10 times, right? Then I am on the front and I come up the front and push up like this. So I'm doing it like this. And then I go on the back, and then I go on the front, and then I go on the back, and then I do this behind the knee, okay? And I do that on both legs. I do that on both legs for a few minutes to, put on my lotion and stuff. But that's part of like getting your lymph system moving, right? And then like when I'm putting on lotion and I'm going down my arm, I do the same thing. I start here and I go down my arm like this, and then I take my palm of my hand and I like press it into my pit and just rub downwards, because you've got a lot of lymphs in your pit area right here. And then I cup and I go right here where the women have the chicken cutlets right here, right? Well, I don't have them. And I have become convinced, right? I've become convinced that this chicken cutlet here is trapped fluid, right? Because I don't have it. And that's what I do, is I do this and I do this, right? And just do that. But do that on your legs, Karen. After you get out of the shower, put some lotion on, and your hands will slide much easier. But do it on the back and then do it up at the top. But start at your ankle and use a firm, right? Not tight, but like a firm pressure, and just work it up towards the top of your leg. But whenever you're massaging, right, you always want to massage towards the heart, right? So, you're doing this, right? And like my figure 8 at night, I do this using your belly button as your center, and you just go like this, and this helps your intestinal area here. And then, if you're doing your chest area, you're doing this. So you're pushing everything towards your heart. So from below your heart, you're pushing up, and from above your heart, you're pushing down. So that's it. But, just get your lymph system moving, right? But anywhere that you've got clusters of lymph nodes and your lymph drainage system, you just want to really give good, but like, and let me tell you something. If you've got chicken cutlets right here, and you know what I'm talking about, this pit chub that's right here on women, you see it on everybody, and you're going to start seeing it more and more, because everybody's going to start wearing tank tops, right? And it's not a pretty sight, friends. It's not a pretty sight. I'm not sorry for saying it. I'm just telling the truth. But if you have that, right, if you have that chub right here, I would invite you to start doing this. Start doing this in the evenings and in the mornings, like after you take your shower. Just do it like maybe a dozen times on each side, right? Going down in a downward motion, right? Morning and night, and see if it doesn't decrease, because I'm convinced that that is trapped fluid right there. I'm convinced that that's what that is on women. It's trapped fluid, or it's a really ill-fitting bra situation, right? Because you got the, bulging and stuff everywhere. But anyway, friends, but try that, Karen, and see if that doesn't work. See if that doesn't work, that manual lymphatic, just do that, especially on your legs. And I'll tell you, excuse me, I'll tell you, in the summer times when it does get very, very humid, I can feel, how your feet will naturally just kind of swell a little bit, right? And if it's real humid outside, or I do a lot of walking down on the treadmill, or I walk outside, my feet will swell a little bit, right? They will swell a little bit. And I have felt the difference of doing that firm massaging on places that feel like they're a little bit swollen or a little bit tight. Do you know what I mean? So just know that. But try that and see if that doesn't help. I don't know how bad yours is, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you have like mild, moderate, or severe. And there's degrees of the edema, Karen. So hopefully yours isn't too bad, but you can find a way to help yourself, find a way to help yourself, right? And because it doesn't do the doctors any good if they cure your edema. Because then you don't come back, right? Then you don't come back. So, but hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. And the Diurex, I don't know. I haven't looked for that stuff in a long time, so I'm not real sure. Karen, do you think maybe they changed the location of it in the store? Because I know that there are a lot of things that have changed locations, or they'll have them in multiple locations in a store, right? They'll have them in multiple locations. Okay, so, but anyway, just figure it out, Karen. And, once you find something that works for you, stick with that thing, right? Stick with the thing that works for you. But, that lymphatic, when you put your lotion on the side, put your foot up on the side of the tub and just do that on the back of your leg like that, and massage the back of your knee and get that lymph fluid moving upwards, right? So that'll be good. And then, make sure you get plenty of good fluids and stuff. So thankfully, I haven't had, yours is mild. Yeah. There are very bad cases of it. So, I mean, there are some people that have it to the point where it's leaking out of their skin. So, and it's tight and shiny and stuff like that. But just sit with your feet up whenever you can, Karen, and make sure you keep those compression socks on. I'll tell you, I love the compression socks. Now, I wear them for hypotension because I have hypotension, not hypertension. But I was told to wear compression socks, and I can feel a difference in my legs. My legs feel good when I'm wearing the compression socks. You're finding it in the vitamins. Okay. Let me tell you something, Karen. That vitamin section at the Walmarts, okay, and it's not just up there in her, okay, it's not just up in Sharon. I'm not wondering if they're not revamping like the vitamin sections because they're all a hot mess. They're supposed to be in alphabetical order. They're not, right? They're not. And well, another thing too, Karen, is because of what is going on, you know, you may start to see that, you know, the supplements and the vitamins and stuff may be hard to find. So but just do you know, try what you can natural, Karen, and see if that helps at all. And you can also too, I know you said you do the vibration plate, right? I know you said that you do the vibration plate. But another thing that you can do, Karen, and this will mimic rebounding, right? But you don't have to rebound. But you can just, so this is your foot, right? You can just get on the ball of your foot right here, right? And then just go like this. Just go up and down on the ball of your foot and get your body going up and down like this. And this mimics a rebounder, right? So you're not jumping like this, right? You're just bouncing, taking your heel just a little bit off the ground, right? And you're just going like this, right? So it's like, you know, bring your heel up and then come back down. So it's just like a very gentle bounce, right? And you can just do that, you know, you can just do that like maybe 25 times and then wait a couple of minutes and then do another 25, you know, and see if that doesn't, well, you shouldn't be jumping, Margaret. You're too old to be jumping, right? You're too old to be jumping, Margaret. And I did say don't jump. I did say that. I said it's not jumping. It's just an easy bouncing, right? Or just stand and then just bend your knees. So you're just bending, you know, you're just bending with a bounce, like with your knees like this, you know, but you're just getting your body going like this, up and down, right? And that gets your lymph system moving too. Because depending on what the cause of the edema is, right, depends on how receptive it's going to be, right? You can always hang on to the back of a chair, right? I'm not your babysitter and I'm not your mother. Everybody's an adult here and can figure it out for themselves. Okay? There's no dum-dums here at Lilleybugglane. But Karen, I truly believe that, you know, and you know this because this is something that we've talked about here at Lilleybugglane. You know, it is not in your doctor's best interest to cure your edema. It's not. They have no incentive to resolve that issue, right? They have no incentive to do it. Because if they make you better, you're not coming back, right? And then there's no money from the insurance companies coming into the practice, right? So it's up to us. It's up to us, right? They're more than willing to make us sick and to keep us sick, but they're not willing to help us get well. That's up to us. That's up to us. And I'm a big believer, right? That it is, you know, there are some people that think that it is solely the doctor's responsibility to make them well. Okay? I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree with that. Okay? That's okay, Fran. That's okay. That's okay, friend. I thought you might be busy. You're fine, Fran. We're here. We're all here. Karen with the stars here. Marilyn's here. My mom's here. Oh, look! Kelly and Miss Mary come in, too. The last 15 minutes is a party, right? The last 15 minutes. That's the best time anyway, right? But you know, Karen, right? You know, I don't believe, you know, they're not going to make you well. They're not going to make you well. They have no reason to make you well, right? And you're not profitable if you're well. So it's up to us. It's up to us. And you find what works for you and you stick to it, right? You stick to it. And, you know, Barbara O'Neill on YouTube is a wonderful, holistic person to watch, right? And the I think it's called Living Springs on YouTube. They do a lot of holistic things too. So, and then Pausing Time, Karen. That's a very good channel, and that has to do with the bouncing, you know, just the easy health bouncing. So, oh, did I, Kelly? I'm sorry. Oh, okay, you were. What were you planting? What were you planting? Shamamale? Were you planting shamamale? Shamalama ding dong. Shamamale. I cannot even with this anymore. I think he's trolling. I do. Shamamale. Fran, I was trying to be nice. Fran. You know how much I want to be nice, Fran. You know that, right? I was trying to be nice when you were possibly alluding to the fact that he could be foreign or have a foreign origin to his accent, right? Everybody else in the comments did, Fran. I didn't have to leave anything. The comments were just crazy. And I just think he's trolling. There were a couple of people that said, I think he's trolling by doing this. But it's just hilarious to me. It's just hilarious. I mean, it just rolls right off his tongue. No, Fran. No. But, you know, I was like, he is not Hispanic. No way. I don't hear even the littlest bit. Of a Spanish lilt in his voice, right? Not even a little bit. No German, no Portuguese, no Swedish, no nothing. No Canadian, no Midwestern, nothing, right? I don't hear any of it. But when he says shamamale, it just rolls right off of his tongue. It certainly does. It's hilarious. So, but Kelly, did you say what you're planting? They might be washing the dirt off their hands, friends. They might be. Planting, that's very exciting. Of course, they're down where it's really warm already. Right? I know. So we're going to go to Lowe's tomorrow and make a big purchase, everybody. We certainly are. So that'll be exciting. They got good weather. Yes, they do. I know, right? I'm so jealous, Fran. I'm so jealous. Yes, we are. We're gonna go buy Black Bitsy and order her and schedule delivery, so she will be here. So we will have a future video where I introduce you to Black Bitsy, and she will be just as simple and plain Jane. Well, classically elegant is what I'm going to call her, friends. Classically elegant. She doesn't need tits out to be fabulous, does she? She does not. She's going to get the job done. She certainly is. That's what we want, right? We just want her to get the job done. So, but she'll be a good transitional, a transitional until we decide exactly what we're going to do, right? So hopefully, friends, hopefully, I'm just going to miss two ovens, because 1971 has two full-size ovens, one above, one below, right? So, but I've already given up one oven, right? Because that top oven died. And then, so I'm gonna, and the bottom oven is, and I'm down to 3 burners. Well, really 2.5, friends, because one of them is a crapshoot, right? I have to pull it out and plug it back in and pull it out and plug it back in. And, so it's time. Chewy says it's time. So we're going to be going to Lowe's tomorrow and making the big purchase. So that'll be good, right? And Friday, for Friday fun day, because Chewy had the whole day off. So we went down to Pittsburgh and we did our spring and summer basic ingredient stock up, right, at the military grocery store down there. So we bought like the basics of our menu to carry us through the spring and the summer, right? And then if I have to supplement, then we can supplement, up here. But we, bought the basic stuff down there. So, and let me tell you, if you are a member of Sam's, right? If you're a member of Sam's, you might want to take a look, right? Either online or in store, in warehouse, because they have a lot of things, friends, that are on rollback at the Sam's too. You used to be a member, Fran? Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff. Their Dawn, their Lysol packs of Lysol. They have a 5-pack, a huge 5-pack of Clorox wipes. That's on rollback. They've just got a lot of good things on rollback that you may want to stock up on, just to be ready. I know, Fran. I know. You've got street vendors, Fran. We don't have street vendors here, Fran. You've got street vendors there. You do. So, where's your closest Sam's, Fran? Is it out on Long Island? I'm wondering. You'd probably be better to go out to Long Island, right? Rather than going over to Jersey. Or do they have one in Manhattan? I don't think they do in Manhattan. Where in the world would they put it? Right? Further up in New York? There's not one out on Long Island, Fran. I remember the big thing when we lived out on Long Island was IKEA. Everybody went to IKEA. That was just the place to go. Elmsford, New York. Okay. Would that be closer, Fran, than you going out on the Long Island? I don't know. Fran, did you notice? I don't have any eye makeup on today. Can you tell? My eyes are real juicy, Fran. They're kind of like a light pink. So, but no eye makeup tonight, Fran. So, my eyes are real juicy, Fran. Well, I have makeup on, Fran, just not eye makeup. Just not eye makeup. Kelly, Miss Mary, where'd you go, you hens? They're probably cleaning up from their gardening, right? They're gardening. My neighbor next door, right? Our neighbors next door, they have beautiful purple bearded irises. So I'll be sure to take pictures and share them with you. But their bearded irises are starting to come up, so that'll be very, very pretty. And Chewy brushed all the cats today. Well, yesterday and today. It's a process because each cat likes to be brushed differently, and we're trying to keep the cat hair to a minimum. I know, Fran. I know. I know. But you'll get to see some real nice gardens, won't you? And you'll get to see some really nice flowers too, I betcha. Right? That'll be so nice. Catnip for the cats? Yeah. 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 Or some cat grass. I saw that, Fran, cat grass, which I'm not wondering if that's not the same as sweet grass, because I've heard that used interchangeably, sweet grass and cat grass interchangeably. So I'm not wondering if that's not the same thing. So wheat grass. You have wheat grass. Did I say wheat? I meant sweet. SWEET. Sweet grass. Wheatgrass. Have I ever heard of wheatgrass before? I don't know. So, but we've got everything stocked up for the spring and the summer, our basic ingredient stuff, so that's good. And then if we just need some, extra things, we can just get those. We're going to go get Black Bitsy tomorrow and schedule her arrival. So that'll be very exciting, right? And we'll say goodbye to 1971. We certainly will. That'll be very, very sad, because you figure we've lived here 22 years this year, and she was here when we moved in, right? So, and we've had her all that. She's made it all that time. And we had somebody come and look at her. I know, Fran. I know, right? I know. We did have somebody come look at her, and they did what they could. And then Chewy did what he could. And then we had somebody else that Chewy went and talked to, and they said that they just can't do anything with it. There's no parts that they can get or anything like that. So that's when I just decided, okay, we've just gotta, and I'm not getting a glass top. I'm not getting convection. I'm not getting, I'm not getting any of that. Just simple dimple, no motherboard, no digital. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at how classically elegant she is, because she does not have a lot of bells. She has no bells and no whistles, friends. None. Well, she does have a bell and a whistle, because she does have a little window in the oven door so you can look in and see. I realized that. I went back and looked at a picture, and she does have an oven window door. She does, which, I mean, I wish she didn't, right? Because that's just another thing to keep clean. But if you're going to be fancy, friends, if you're going to be fancy, I believe, Fran, I believe it has an oven light. I believe it does. If not, Fran, I'll just shine a flashlight in there. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Fran. But if you're going to be fancy, the one thing to have is a window on your oven door, right? That would be the fanciness of her. But I will introduce her to everybody. So thank you all so much for joining me this evening. It's been a quiet evening, and I hope everybody has had a great weekend so far and continues to have a great weekend. If you're watching this on the replay, no, I'm not, Fran. Oh, did it, Kelly? Ah, I never would have guessed, Kelly. We were wondering where you had gone to. I was giving you the excuse that you were cleaning up the gardening mess outside, but that's okay. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave a comment down below. We love to hear from you. We certainly do. If you've enjoyed your time here at Lilleybugglane, please leave a thumbs up on your way out. I would love for this live to get 10 thumbs up. Make sure your notification bell is on for the channel so you know when I upload a video, we go live, or I post something on the community post page. Make sure you watch out for our Monday video, and if you're not busy this coming Wednesday, April the 1st, please feel free to join us for our Wednesday night live circle time here at Lilleybugglane. That is a weekly date that we have set here at Lilleybugglane. Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you're happy and finding lots of glimmers in your days. I hope you're healthy, friends. I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day, friends. It is up to us. Let's all say it together because we know it's true. Healthy people are not profitable. They are not. And I hope you're safe. I certainly do. Know the weather in your area so you can be prepared and not scared. Check out Max Velocity on YouTube to know the weather that is expected in your area. Or just take a look outside, friends. You'll know what the weather is. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts, friends. Have a great rest of the evening, a great rest of the weekend, and we will be together again soon. Good night.